6 years together yet his parents do not about my existence. Hi, I, 26F, have been with my boyfriend also 26 for 6 years no. My whole family knows about him since the beginning. He does not want at all to tell his parents about me, they just think he is single or IDK. In last years I know he was asked indirectly if he is dating someone, and he said no, he just tells me he does not want to tell anything about this to his parents. We also live together and they think he is living alone. Also when he visits them, he always go alone. He does not communicate with them a lot, but I think they should know. This is not the case with his friends, he is not hiding anything from friends, only parents. Is there anything weird on this? Should I be worried that his parents will probably never know about me? Too long did not read. Boyfriend keeping me a secret from his parents after 6 years. What did he say when you asked him about this? 6 years is a long time for a relationship for his parents to not know about you, or to keep you from them. I would ask why and try to understand why if his friends know about you, surely there must something that concerns him with his own family dynamic that makes him worried about telling them. But either they will find out he's been together with you for 6 whole years, or they'll never find out at all, and you need to find out why that is. Oh. After 6 years his parents don't know about you. As what others have said, his reason may be cultural or he had abusive parents. Even so, he should come clean with you about his reason for not letting his family know. That is a no-no. I know dating is problematic for some cultures. Cultural issues aside, maybe he's hiding them from you. You may not be privy to their character. They could be horrible. How is that even possible? LMAO. This is an issue for a lot of us Indians and many other Asians I know, where dating is frowned upon or if it's with someone from another race. I never told my parents about any girlfriend till I started dating my wife. At that point I broke barriers on dating and she is white, and my parents had no choice but to be okay with it and they loved her when they met. We dated for 4 years before engagement where only then did all my extended family find out. All is well now, everyone loves her and did from the moment they met here. However, I can't imagine not ever telling them and not have my family involved with my own family long term. Certainly something is off, you are not wrong to feel this way. I mean, yeah, maybe he has a toxic relationship with them, but it's weird he won't tell you. Hold up. So I will never tell my mom about my girlfriend. My mom is evil and I would not want her to intrude on my girlfriend. This is the best relationship I have ever had and my mom has made it her mission to destroy my relationships. So my advice is to sit down with your boyfriend and ask the question, what do you fear about us meeting? If he blows you off, you will need to make decisions about your future. He could be embarrassed by them or he could be unlucky like me in the parent department. Does he come from South Asia or the Middle East? Doesn't sound great. If he's openly communicating with his family, still visiting but not telling him about you, then something is up. Could be cultural or religious or embarrassment or not thinking long term. Perhaps his family would not approve. Saying open to marriage blah isn't really proof until it happens. Maybe when you turn 30s and he realizes he wants to get married, then you'll know your answer. Source. I was the other guy. It was 7 years 23-30. And I did not marry her. Sounds like he has another girl and doesn't want his parents to spill the beans to you. Person shrugging happened to a friend of mine. Geez. As someone with a shitty family that I often keep on an information diet, I am so sorry people are jumping in here with stupid assumptions or saying this is a red flag. I wouldn't consider this a huge issue ATM, but you definitely need to have a serious conversation with him about this to see why he's so low contract with his family. It's fine if they're bad people and he wants to keep them out of his life, but he should have let you know that by now. But I get it, maybe he just really hates talking about them. It's time to leave. No boyfriend will keep you a secret if they are serious about you. Respect yourself, sis. We also live together and they think he is living alone. Also when he visits them, he always go alone. So imagine this moving forward, say you do get married and have kids. This man will go back and hang out with his family, leaving you all alone with the kids. How will the kids feel? No offense, but I also doubt he's ever going to marry you. Do you have a timeline? It's been 6 years. I've grown up in an abusive home and still have a relationship with my parents, and it's so much better to have a partner come with you. There is no reason for him to be hiding you while still maintaining a relationship with them like this. How do you get 6 years into a relationship and not know the reason that your significant other goes to extreme lengths to hide your existence from his family? It sounds like the quality of communication is sorely lacking from this relationship. I can't imagine being involved with someone this long and just accepting the answer of, I like to keep my personal life private from them. No way you should be considering marriage or kids with someone who can't offer an insightful reason to this pretty significant issue. Maybe suggest counseling together if he has a hard time talking about it. He is to blame for some of this, but you allowed his behavior to continue. You're just as much his fault as he is. Whatever it is, he should communicate it to you. It raises a big red flag of things that he could be hiding from you. It's time to tell him he needs to provide a proper explanation, as not having met the parents after 6 years is giving you reason to doubt the future of the relationship, and the reason he has so far provided for doing so does not decrease your concern but in fact makes you wonder if you're stupid to trust him. You can't marry him without meeting him. Even if they hate you and are bigots he was trying to protect you from, you need to know. Damn, that's a pretty big red flag. Not necessarily the case that he doesn't have a good reason, but a huge red flag for your relationship, because that will become a long-standing issue in the future if not addressed. IDK if he had a rough, abusive upbringing and he's slightly estranged from his family and thinks they are judgmental and will ruin your relationship. Either way, he doesn't seem to be entirely honest about his feelings here and the situation. Not good. My friend went through similar. They even had a corporal of kids and he still refused to tell his parents that she and the kids existed. Eventually she had enough and called his family and told them herself. Massive fights all around, his parents don't like her and vice versa. But it's all calmed down now and they're still together. That's really only been one of many problems in their relationship though. The guy is a walking red flag to be honest, but at least it's one less thing she has to put up with, so whatever. I find it weird AF, sorry, and wouldn't tolerate it myself. Is there like a big age difference or race difference or something like that? Anything that may be judgmental, old school type parents may be disapproving of. Even so, it's not okay for him to be keeping you a secret for 6 years. And then not even communicating to you why. That's just strange and screams red flag to me. Honestly, this sounds like my last relationship. Why do you have to have contact with his family? Did you stop to think if maybe he is protecting you from them? No contact with my family. IDK feels like he has a reason to me. He might have his parents on an information diet in general. They might be controlling or abusive. Even if this is the case though, he still needs to be honest with you about his reasons and give you a bit more to go off than he has so far. 6 years together and they don't know about you and you're unmarried also. Absolutely not. If he's not taking care of you by now, paying your bills and such, leave him, sis. Go find you someone who will pay your bills and show some kind of interest. Also, I'd recommend someone older, as they will have their stuff together and will have a fat wallet. Get that money first, love second. It's simple. People take care of what's valuable to them. His excuses are not important, honestly. If he loves you, he will choose you and to be proud of being with you. Period. You are gold. You deserve to be treated as such. You answered your own question. Should I be worried about his parents not knowing about me? I mean, who's hiding from who? Is he hiding the parents from you or you from the parents? Either way, it's a bad deal. This would have been a good question at 6 months, but since 6 years I think you know what to do with this point. Best checkpoint would be to say, I'm going to go see your parents tomorrow, and follow the reaction. It could be and not be weird. I share my personal experiences like this only to the very important people to me. That don't includes family. They only see the bad side of everything. So, just my shrink, BFF and my daughter. On the other hand, a cousin of mine, M44, has a bunch of girls scattered around and he gets into stupid shenanigans to keep them secret from one another and his family, parents. The funny thing is that he is more happy being gay and thinks that is a secret, but my gay friends know him quite well. Do what your gut tells you, it never lies. Is your boyfriend from a culture where arranged marriages are the norm? If so, he might just be stringing you along until his family finds someone for him. After 6 years and wanting marriage etc., he owes you the truth. If it's cultural, then he can explain that, but if it's something traumatic, you still need to understand. You're not some random girl he is dating. I cut off contact with my parents, but my boyfriend knows the reason and I would never hide him. Protect him, yes, but never hide him. Maybe he is doing you a favor. Mothers-in-law can be a total nightmare. Just saying, cultural or not. For me it would be absolutely over. 6 years is more than enough time to have known. We are either in a relationship or he's single. He's choosing single, so be it. He thinks the opinion of his parents matter more than you. He does not respect you. Never trust anyone that is used to lying. If your boyfriend is open with his friends and acquaintances about you, yet is not telling his parents, I would take that as a sign that something is very wrong between him and his parents, and that it is not about you. Maybe his parents are racist, homophobic, abusive, misogynistic, or any number of things that he does to which he does not want to expose you, or himself more than he has to. Are you Indian? Seems like a typical scared Indian guy with judgmental parents scenario. There is something either wrong with his parents or a cultural thing. If you are from different religions, he could be hiding you to avoid his parents going crazy. If it's not cultural, then there is something wrong between him and his parents. But doesn't mean he is not serious about you. Since he's not hiding you from his friends, my guess is there's an issue with his parents. These are usually related to differences in race, religion or, depending on where you are in the world, class. It's been 6 years, so unless and or until marriage is in the picture, you are probably never going to meet them. You just need to decide how you feel about that. And how you feel about marriage. My parents have only met one boyfriend of mine and it was easily the most traumatic thing I've ever experienced, resulting in me being kicked out. My relationship with my parents is better now, but I still can't bring myself to tell them about anyone I date. I like to keep the relationships entirely separate. IDK if your boyfriend has anything like that going on, but it's possible, especially amongst super religious families. You gotta ask him. I know you've tried, but his answer simply isn't good enough, and this is something you should put your foot down on. Not necessarily force your way to meeting his parents, but force him to answer why he is opposed to it. Because it may be a serious issue and you could have wasted 6 years on a guy who never intended for you to be a part of his family. You two need to see a therapist ASAP. This is far from a healthy normal relationship. If this cannot be resolved, you need to look at your options, including running far and fast. He might have a very good reason for not telling him, but in my opinion he does not have a good reason for not communicating that information with you. It could be that his parents wants him to be either financially stable to get a GF, racist parents, or toxic parents. There is a reason, and you will have to tell him why, since it has been on your mind this long. It took me a while for me to introduce my girlfriend, since my mom specifically don't like the idea of me in a relationship because I have to be in a career to even consider being with a partner. I would have a major problem with that. Regardless of he's close to the family or not, he's hiding that he's with you. Why? What are the benefits of that? Honestly, I'm not going to lie, this is a big red flag. There is always the chance that maybe there is something about his parents he is ashamed of, but the most likely scenario is not good. 6 years is a long time. This is the hill you want to die on. How old is your partner? Is he no contact or very low contact with his family? If so, he may not have told him about you because they would use the knowledge to abuse him. You don't want his abusive family in your life. If he's in regular contact, then I'm afraid you are wasting your life with this guy. He knows they won't approve of you, and when they find out, he'll be forced to choose between him and you. And he'll choose them. When you read stories about people with 2 families, it's this kind of bullshit that the guy has been pulling. There's no good reason that he'd keep you a secret for 6 years. He's hiding something from you. Does he tell other people, friends, colleagues, about you? Is he hiding you from everyone else in his life? If so, you're a mistress. If not, there's something going on with his parents. Either they don't approve of dating or he's low contact with them. And his hiding you from him is a form of protecting you. He could have a horrible relationship with his parents. My partner, his parents didn't know about me for a long time. Even though his mother now knows about me, I'll never be meeting her as per his request. Due to how much of a vile and manipulative person she is. If he's showing you commitment and is showing he genuinely lives and cares about you, I wouldn't worry about it. Might think his family will scare you away. Do not interfere in the relationship between him and his parents. He knows them best. Do, however, sit him down and get him to explain in detail why he doesn't want to tell them. His reasons may be excellent. For example, I never told my parents I was married because they are awful people and I don't want them knowing my business. They may, however, be awful. Like they have a bride marked out for him, or he's already married, or whatever. Is he by chance of South Asian or Indian descent? Are his parents abusive? There are reasonable explanations as to why he doesn't want to introduce you, and I think you should respect his boundary if he gives you a logical reason. But you deserve at the very least to know why you can't be introduced. Also, what's the plan when, if you get married, will he hide you then too?